wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
I didn't think I'd live to see this. But Target, which is, i- not exaggerating. This is not an exaggeration. Target was the most woke, goody two shoes, teacher's pet. What do they call what do they call what the Jews did that turned in their own kind? Traitor, I know, but was it their name? Target was the most Democrat backstabby piece of shit woke corporation ever. And to this day, I'm kind of curious. I'm like, don't you crazy ladies, don't you woke liberal white women in Minnesota realize what in your eyes should be a good company? And they turned on you. They turned on you. And I just love seeing a corporation that is disproportionately staffed with people that hate people like me for any one of the reasons, not personality flaws. Oh, you're white and you got a penis and you're Republican or libertarian. We hate you. We want to destroy you. Go look at 4 or 5 years ago, even not that long ago, where Target was donating to literal anti-American woke leftist groups. You guys remember the gender bender software for little kiddos? And now I don't know what it is. It what it looks like is, I don't know if you remember back in middle school or whatever, girls would just pick one girl to be the punching bag that week out of pure evil, pure spite, pure mean girl, the personality made and manufactured in hell by the devil himself. We're going to give this person a middle school girl attitude. And they would just be mean to the one girl for that 1 week. I don't know why, but you just do. A lot of these women never left that. And now the women, the most besties, the frenemies of all frenemies, they've turned on Target. And during the protest, the initial ones, right? I think one Target let an ICE agent use the toilet. I'm not making this up. They let this ICE agent use the toilet. Who knows? He might have bought something. And that prompted a bunch of old, pissed off, miserable white women named Dinah. Go look it up. I'm not making it. I can't make this up. It's scripted. First we kind of funny, haha, and stereotype because there's an element of truth there, perhaps even more than an element of truth. But this is script. This is almost like it was scripted. It's not. So these rich, worthless people who didn't earn a damn penny of it are now. Go watch the video. All these old white ladies, liberal white ladies, got to qualify, went into Target and they bought salt only to return it. There's also the video of the liberal white woman painting the poor young girl who just wants to make her $12 an hour and maybe go off to college, filming it because these women have no purpose in living. None. They just got to make it miserable for everybody else because the people weren't praising them like they did back in 1972 or whenever that is. They were very popular at school. And then there were some other sympathy protests, echo protests, where there was like a sit down and one or two targets, but it wasn't anything grandiose. And that would have been enough for me. Hey, Target, remember when you literally told everyone, if you don't know, Target is the cathedral where liberal white women go to worship. Target is made for women. Men are not allowed. You're not supposed to go. That's a them world, which is fine. That's okay. It's a women's club. Let them go there. It wouldn't surprise me if there's like witchcraft and they like stab voodoo dolls of Donald Trump or whoever the Republican was back in the day. Okay. Wackadoo people going to do wackadoo things. Well, now, I don't know why, protesters stage sit-ins at multiple Target stores asking company to stand with Minnesotans. Guess how many stores? Guess how in the Twin Cities, right? Where guys, this is what's coming to you when you don't raise your kids. Minnesotans, particularly Minneapolitans and St. Paulites, are what are coming when you don't raise your kids. But raising kids is hard, right? American parents, so fuck them. It is 19 Twin Cities stores. And if you remember 2 weeks ago, if you're paying any attention, the local Minneapolis, the cities, the major metro, they all decided to do a day without business. So all the whatever, the coffee stores and the bistros and whatever, we're not opening up for business. And you're kind of like, well, is that going to be bad for you guys? Because other people outside the cities are going to run business. Like, isn't that shooting yourself in the foot? Why would you shut down for business? That's like burning your buildings down. Oh, wait. They're crazy. I mean that literally. You have raised a group of people who just salute the guy with the funny mustache because current popular thing. Won't that kind of destroy this? Shut up. They're going to report you to whatever Gestapo Stasi agent like thing. Was it the Abwehr? Was that? Yeah, well, never mind. And I want to explain this to you Democrats again. The Frankenstein monsters you created will turn on you. They will turn on you. Go watch the movie Frankenstein or maybe get the AI, synopsis of it. When you raise parasites, whether that's in the schools, culturally, and certainly in your family, I'm looking at you, ballless, spineless Minnesota fathers with your girl boss feminist mothers. You raise parasitic children who cannot support themselves. Then, especially in Minnesota, you give them an attitude to boot to think that they're great and amazing with participation trophies. And then when they don't make their six figures, they go and they riot and they burn everything down, including the family. How fun? Could you imagine how fun it is in the suburbs of the Twin Cities Christmas? Could you imagine how fun that is when your little precious sweetheart comes back from college and she's all fucked up with the tattoos and your boy doesn't know if he's straight or gay and is on some kind of drugs? Could you imagine a Minnesota Christmas, assuming the parents are still married? Wow. And then the kids go join Antifa or whatever group it is. And then not even necessary for the politics, obviously. It's just something to do. And who are they going to turn on? You, because you're part, whatever, the patriarchy. You're white. You're a male. Or you trust me, I dated your daughters long ago. You spoil them fucking rotten. Maybe you could get your son another car, huh? Huh, Dad? Huh, gang? And they don't want to have anything to do with you because whatever it is, it's easier to hate you than get a job, right? It's easier for that. You guys are like dogs just roll on your back. What have I done? Oh, more money? Okay, I'll cash in my 401k. Oh my God, what did I do? They will turn on you and target. Man, I don't know what, man. I have a hard time believing it's just because you let one ICE agent go to the bathroom at one Target store. Well, here we are. You got protests and sit-ins scheduled for 19 Twin Cities stores. Didn't we donate enough to different leftist causes? Didn't we hate white men enough? Did you see the ridiculous clown we hired for our DEI CEO, like 3 of them back? Oh my God, we did. What can we do? My favorite, now I don't know what batch of Twin Cities people are going to protest on the sit-ins for these 19. I'm going to imagine that your professional paid protesters, the Democrats, the leftists, the unemployed, whatever, your professional activists. But man, that must have stung. I guarantee you they had conversations, not so much about the protest where the old ladies were returning the salt, but they're like, oh shit, Edina white women are angry with us. That's like your bread and butter. To me, that'd be like guys under 30 aren't asking me questions anymore about, oh, what do I do with whatever the career or my finances? What is a 401k? Simple stuff like that, right? And not only that, but they start hating me. Like within a week, they're panicking because their most loyal group, liberal white women, are turning on them. Because, right, Target, you didn't want no men, right? You didn't want the peen-eyed people. I wish I was joking. I wish, like, no, you hate men. You hate white people. You hate America. You donated money to anti-American causes. I wish these were, like, exaggerated theatrical claims. No, go look at it. Go look at it. Right? You wanted nothing to do with Republicans. Let's put it that way. Can we agree on that? Well, then they went away. Certainly the men did. And now you're losing your rich trust fund baby divorce settlement women? And how are you going to market yourself out of this, Target? Because your whole thing was, hey, fellow woke leftist socialists, down with the guys, down with the system, right, man? That lasted a while. Now, what are you going to do? I wonder. Now, I was just wondering. This is great. What if you just sold a good product at a fair price to everyone? Yeah. So here it is. Oh, enjoy the decline, man. Enjoy the decline. Protesters staged sit-ins at multiple Target stores, asking company to stand with Minnesotans. Don't you know? This would be the best thing. They got a new CEO coming in. We'll see if he's as ballless and spineless as the other CEO, Mr. Bronx guy. What this guy should do is be like, that's it. We're done. We're moving out of Minnesota, or at least we're moving the headquarters out of Minnesota. We might keep some Targets, but we're shutting down all the city Targets. We're not in Hennepin or Ramsey County. We're going out to the suburbs. Still get your little liberal white women thing. Like, oh my God, they hate all the right people just like us. That would be the best thing for you to do right now. But what do I know? I'm just a Carlson School of Management graduate. Actually, the Carlson School of Management would be like, well, what if you all cut your penises off and burn it in an effigy and apologize to the liberal white women of Minnesota? Then that will get it. You could make it an event, film it on television. That'll give you 6 months of loyalty, and then they'll find something new to complain about. That's what you should do. You should say, no, we're not conducting business here anymore. The police are not getting these crazy people out of our stores. I mean, we don't really have an opinion on ICE or not. We're here to sell you socks. But you all had to go political because number got to go up. On January 31st, so this already happened because we're in January, multiple activist groups, including faith-based Isaiah, Indivisible Twin Cities, and Unidos, Minnesota. What did I tell you about those Lutherans? What did I'm so tired. I can't go over all the things I'm right about and was right about in the past. I just don't have the time. I got to go hiking. Planned protests inside at least 19 Target stores in Minnesota demand the company take action against ICE and Border Patrol presence in the state. What? See? How does Target do that, right? What Target has to realize is they have been very instrumental in giving money to these groups to keep these adult children alive so they never had to get real jobs. And now these people are looking for something to do. And because you were all anti-American, anti-nuclear family, anti-men, none of these people have kids. None of them have to work real jobs. They all got some kind of government funding, nonprofit bullshit. And you gave them the idea that the most important thing in their life is bringing down the system. Target, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation with a very identifiable logo. You are the system. Well, you think they're going to go become CPAs? You think they're going to apply for the third shift stocking job? Yeah, it's time to get serious. No, no, you created and you donated money to these causes to keep these people alive. And there's no reasoning with them. It's all ego. They want to protest and bring you down because you're just a convenient target. You happen to, pun intended, you happen to be there. At the Richfield store, where 2 Target employees who are U.S. citizens were detained by ICE agents earlier this month. Were they released? Right? More than 100 protesters marched in a loop around the store. They chanted and held signs bearing messages that include Target, support your community, not ICE abuse, abolish ICE, shut down Target to kick ICE out. And what a surprise, surprise. Guess who it all is? See, Richfield is disproportionately Latino. If you care. Sit down. It's going to shock you who's protesting there. Middle-aged and older white women. Oh my God. Is it you women are just pissed off that Target, like, does Target have to, does it end up like the Jonestown massacre where it's just going to be self-destruct? Like that's the ultimate sign of fealty is self-ending. Guys, this is unearned money. It's the worst drug ever. It is the worst drug ever. You know, a lot of you like, I got jobs. I don't have time for this shit. Well, you all created a divorce law where these gals got a ton of settlements. You all keep donating to nonprofits. They don't help the children. They don't actually build housing for the poor, the minorities, or the disadvantaged. It all goes to activists so they can play make-believe adult. And I don't give a shit if they're 48. I know these people. None of these people work a goddamn day in their lives. Idle hands is the tool workshop of the devil or something. Ladies and I give you the FBI. I give you spoiled rich white women from the suburbs in Minnesota. Stop that. You know, it's all fun when they're hot little suburbanite princesses in the 80s and the 90s that you want to smash. It's another thing when they turn into pissed off, miserable spinsters at 53. What did you think this was? Now they're just, oh, it's wonderful. Seeing how fickle they are, I'm kind of curious, like, what's the new thing you're going to protest? Like, after we're done with Target, you got to go on to a new thing. Organizers say they plan to protest to demand that Target, which is headquartered in Minneapolis, stand with Minnesotans and call for ICE out of Minnesota and justice for Alex Petty, Renee Good. What did Target have to do with those two? I mean, seriously. And by the way, all you other, good little Minnesota corporations, don't you know? You think they're not going to come after Cargill? You think they're not coming after U.S. Bank? You created a bunch of rich adult children who don't work for a living and need purpose in life. And you told them not to have kids, and everyone got their MBA, right? What do you think they're going to do? It's only amount of time before they come after you too. They're going to protest whatever, the Minnesota Vikings, any big old logo. It's very possible they're going to come after you. All hurt by Operation Metro Surge. In Richfield, protesters marched around 30 minutes before peacefully exiting, ushered out by local police. Oh, so the police do care. Oh, really? Who subsequently stood guard at the store's entrance. Officers on the scene declined to comment about the situation. A source familiar with Target policies tells Bring Me the News that the company does not have a cooperative agreement with ICE or other immigration enforcement agencies, though that does not mean it will stop any enforcement. Well, yeah, it's the law. They don't have a policy. I mean, look at this. No one has a policy. It's the law. It's federal law. You may disagree with the law, but this not like again. And maybe they have to go, okay, here's what happens when ICE comes in. But Target doesn't have a policy. We're that right, Target. You're very intelligent doing that. We don't have a policy. We don't consciously put it. They don't care. What's there? Karen needs to have her ego fixed for the day. Her 3 divorce settlements from her 3 previous husbands that bought her everything in life and keep her alive doesn't give her purpose. It just keeps her alive. And us and Becky and Trisha, we're all going to go down to the Target. Let's all meet over at the coffee store and we're going to discuss how we're going to save the world because we're all so smart. We all have college degrees. Oh, God, could you imagine what it's like being a single guy in Minnesota right now? Like if you're an older single guy, like you're 60 or something, or maybe 50s or whatever. Could you imagine trying to date into oh, man. Can't imagine why they're going to Thailand. Oh. The Associated Press previously reported that anyone, including immigration officers, can legally enter the public spaces for a business. Well, yes, per John Medeiros, who leads the corporate immigration practice at Nillen Johnson Lewis, a Minneapolis-based law firm. Meanwhile, organizers have shared videos on social media from other Twin Cities region Target locations, including the store in downtown Minneapolis, where protesters sat on the ground and sang, "Oh, but that was, remember Target, remember when you went there 10 or 12 years ago? That's where all the action, we're putting it over Minnesota pride. Minnesota pride." I think they laid off a bunch of people. Then it was a whole crime thing. Oh, protesters sat on the ground and sang. An even larger crowd can be seen at another location. A video shared by staff, Minneapolis City Council President Elliot Payne. Many opposing ICE and CPB, what's CPB? Presidents of Minnesota have called on Target to take a stand against the Trump administration's Operation Metro Surge, including fake, made-up, self-declared clergy, I added that bit, who staged a sit-in at the company's headquarters in downtown Minneapolis on the 15th. After remaining silent for more than a week after the death of Renee Good, Target was one of more than 60 companies. Oh, yeah, that's right. All you little pussies. Did a good feeling. Minnesota, we companies, we care, don't you know? I didn't read it. I don't need to read words that don't mean anything. Target was more than 60 companies. There's their list. Now they got their list. You conveniently compiled it for all of them. That signed a January 25th letter from the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce calling for an immediate de-escalation of tension for state, local, and federal officials to work together to find real solutions. It's the quote. We're part of the do good, feel good club. The letter was quickly criticized. Yeah, why? Why did you? Who's in charge? Right. You can't trust the adult kids. Who the fuck is in charge? The top 60 companies in Minnesota, and you guys decided to open your mouth. This is where you shut the fuck up and you quietly move. You do a corporate inversion. You get the fuck out and you go down to wherever it is, Tennessee, Florida, Texas. They can't. They just can't. Oh, I'm going to be real. See, I don't hate the guy who's the CEO of Target now. I think the new guy took over recently. We got to see how he performs. But it's a curious ball of wax this guy gets to deal with. The letter was quickly criticized with Minneapolis City Council member Aaron Choudhury saying if they wanted to end this, they could leverage their capital to do so. Yeah, it's your responsibility, private companies, to take all that money you saved up and your shareholders and go fight political causes. And I guarantee you, out of the 60, like nearly all of them did their DEI, ESG, woke advertising. You supported leftism as a marketing tactic, right? You did that. And now this is what's happening. You can't live in a country. You can't live in a society where your leaders are so short-sighted they decide to go political, but choosing whichever political side it is. Or religious, like oh my God, it's Catholic week, right? I don't know if you Catholics have a specific, it's not like Catholics are a group, like, it's Gay Pride Month or Black Pride History Month. That's too much time. But let's say we had a Catholic, the sucking Catholics' dicks month, right? We just praise Catholics for a month. Well, don't you think the other Christian denominations are going to get a little pissed off? Oh my God, Catholic is just, oh my Catholic. Don't you think Lutherans would be like, hey, fuck you? Although, no, Lutherans are like, let me pound me harder, daddy. Put the strap on me, likes it. I'm a good Lutheran, don't you know? You and now you're coming out making a statement. How dumb are you people? Shut the fuck up. You have the option not to talk. You have the right to remain silent. I just can't. They got my generation of leaders, but we got to do something. No, you really don't have to do anything. But number has to go. I can't just sit here. What am I going to do? I have a minor and making people feel good. State Rep Mike Howard called the letter far from sufficient. Sufficient of what? What do you want them to look? They're not, just so you know, corporations, they're not going to be happy until they have all of your money and you've shut down and you've sold to whatever leftist consortium of not investors, nonprofits, and then they're going to run it like a commune, and then it's all over. Even no one even touch your brand. Meanwhile, an internal message. Oh, Target's incoming CEO, Mike Fidelki, told employees what's happening affects us, not just as a company, but as people's, as neighbors, friends, and family members within Target. You couldn't pay me enough to have your job, asshole. Walking to that shit. He didn't sign up for that. He didn't know this was happening there. He kind of said, hey, we're going to earmark you. There's going to be a transition period. It took about a year. Now he inherits this mess. We're doing everything we can to manage what's in our control, always keeping the safety of our team and guests a top priority. Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, you got to look out for legal, you don't want to get sued. Target also joined other Minneapolis-based companies in donating to the Minneapolis Foundation's Economic Response Fund. Oh, there it is. Is that the dang Geld? Oh. This is what happens when people don't have jobs. This is what happens when you get too much unearned money, whether it comes from the government or student loan bailouts or never paying your debts or divorce settlements. You don't become interesting or good people. You don't become aware or conscious. Like, shit, we got to, you want to see a perfect example of it. Go find that video of the old lady yelling at that poor young girl. Here's this trust fund piece of shit scum from, I don't know, Edina, Eden Prairie, someplace that has a vowel in it. And there's this poor little girl, and the woman's being filmed because her friend probably is filming her. That's what happens. And the irony is you have all the money in the world and you still choose to do this with your life. Because you've never had to work. You've never had to face poverty. You've never had to face starvation or be hungry or possibly be homeless and have to work it up yourself to make sure it didn't happen. Therefore, allowing you to understand the value of your time, which allows you to understand the value of somebody else's. Like, you're sympathetic. Oh my God, I know when I was your age, I had to do the same thing. But, lady, why don't you take some of your husband's money and instead of filming yourself, like, I still matter, why don't you give the girl like a $4, $5 tip or something? Help her out a little bit. Doesn't dawn on them. And I guess the ultimate hypocrisy is it has nothing to do with whatever the cause is. It could be poor children, homelessness, whatever. It's just for all these people's egos. That's Minnesota. It's virtue signaling so that you can feel better about yourself, but you don't give a fuck about the people you're trying to help. And the theater continues on in Minnesota where the institutional people, like whether you're a corporation or a politician, you actually believe it. Instead of saying, knock it the fuck off. No, you don't care about the children or minorities. If you did, we wouldn't have spent all this money on this or Somali daycares. We would have actually built housings for our actual poor Minnesotans. So knock it the fuck off, Karen. But you don't. You actually believe it. Like, oh my God, are we bad people? Let's donate more money to more socialist causes. Maybe it made things worse. I'm so happy I don't physically have to be in that world ever again. I'm so happy watching these sanctimonious assholes who knew it all for all those decades that had to tolerate that group of people. Like, just you're drilling holes in the boat. Shut the fuck up, fat. No, okay, I'm a fashion. Like, fine. You're still drilling holes in the boat. You have hole privilege or drill privilege. I'm like, I'm getting off this boat. And now they're all freaking out. Oh my God, the water's up to the deck. What's going on? I don't care. I don't care. The captain and the staff want to write a nice letter. We're trying to just help out community and feel good and not sink the boat. You're not for drilling holes in the boat. You anti-whole boat fascist. Just light my cigar watching the USS Minnesota and woke culture. No, keep going. No, I remember. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm over here on land. We're floating on my boat. You keep telling me how you're right. You gotta fix this, bro. I think I'm gonna go for a hike. Oh, look, the boat just got more holes in it. Let's go to super chats. Ken, $5. Greetings, Cappy. Is it just me, or are the inside of Target stores absolutely disgusting? Floors just I haven't been one in ages. I think we went to one because the GF had to get something critical. And I don't know. It was I was not like, oh my God, it's disgusting. It could be that we're at a fancier area, I think. And I wouldn't even hold that necessarily against Target. I think it's just the quality and caliber of employees and management going down. Right? When you walk into a Buc-ee's, they got the best people working there, the best managers, and they pay them. And so when we go to a Buc-ee's, why does everyone like Buc-ee's? Well, yeah, it's fun and they have really good stuff, and it's an experience, but you don't realize it, but it's clean and it's ran efficiently. Target, I think they just grab whatever kid is dumb enough to work for $10 an hour, and then so it wouldn't surprise me, but I would expect it to be no more dirty or trashy than Walmart. But again, it's been years since I've been inside a Target. Ken, he says, hi, forgot. I don't give money to people who hate me and give my money to people who hate me, who actively are engaged in ruining my life and my culture and my country. I just don't, I'm not, no. Fuzzbrain, he says, hi for $2. Hello, Fuzzbrain. Ass Bucket, $5. But Cappy, Springsteen and the guy from Rage Against the Machine said, down with the machine, don't you know? Did they do their thing? Did they sing their songs? Cool. Did it help the Zentradi get defeated? Nah, look that one up. Ass Bucket, $5. Target's only job needs to sell good product at a fair price. That's every company's business. That's everyone. And make the stock go up. The new CEO just started, hopefully, stock up, bro. We got to see what he's going to do. Are we going to have bold leadership? The best thing, if the stock price would take a hit, there'd be screaming and howling. But if he could become like the new true leader in Jack Welch, if he took the unpopular position and he's like, close up the downtown offices, we're moving to fucking Texas, and we're closing all these Targets, and he's going to say, we are apolitical, we are selling a good product at a fair price, but we will not tolerate Marxist leftist people protesting. We won't tolerate anyone protesting. We will have good neighborhoods and people will respect. We're trying to sell you goods and stuff, but no, we're not doing this anymore. We're only going to where the neighborhoods are. They can be Democrat, but they are respectful, and have a very common sense statement like that. We might open up the Targets again, but for now we're shuttering those and mothballing those, and we're done. How has it been 30 years just sucking the dick of Democrat activists this entire time, hoping it pays up? What's that like? When do the Democrats actually give back to the community? Loch Ness, $10. I'm convinced Target's business model is to sell Walmart Chinese slop at markup so that Karens don't have to shop with the poors, aka minorities. They're protesting about being deported. Yeah, I mean, but I don't. In a roundabout way, that has been their business model, and they kept nicer floors. Their interiors were designed to be slightly nicer. Now you had to pay a little bit more than Walmart, but Targets were supposed to be a slightly higher end uh, retailer for middle class people. And then they started going skewing women. I think, and we're talking 20, 25 years ago, so it's been a while. That probably put them on the slippery slope. Well, what do women like? Communism, taking other people's money and donating it to leftist causes. They're all dumb. Oh my God, let's get. And then they went way too far with that, and then they alienated even some women, and then some people just mock. It's maybe that's how it went. But yes, they are to sell it. It skews women. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course, more women stuff, sure. But you are right about that minority thing. I still shop at Target. I'm sorry, Walmart. And yes, it's not the cleanest, and some of the people in the parking lot are a bit sketchy. This don't matter where you go. I remember when Walmarts were nice. Now it's just Americans have gone to shit. So you just like, all right, bring your gun. But when I've gone into Walmart, it's been clean. I mean, yeah, it's not as nice as Target, but things are organized. It's ran well. And yes, a lot of times I'm the minority in the Target. But I don't know. If you're shopping at Walmart, would you rather have a poor blue collar working Latino, or would you rather have some trust fund baby bitch from Edina? Give me the fucking blue collar tradesman from Mexico every fucking time, because he's just there to get his shit and get out, right? Oh, could you imagine if I got stuck behind the lady who decided to film herself and like, where's the body, Clary? What body? No, you should be giving me a fucking award. You should be giving me a Citizens Award for purging you of that woman. Where's the body, Clary? Don't know what you're talking about. Where's my award? I feel bad for that poor girl that had to tolerate that. Ass Bucket, $2. Minnesota companies should move to Hudson, Wisconsin just because. When you cross into the border, some people have an immunity, some people don't. Those people don't. You're not going to see Target move to Hudson, let alone Texas. You're not going to see Cargill move. They are part of that stew. They are stewed in that mentality, and they will not leave. And a big part of it is pussy. I've done a video on that before. A lot of people think that's reaching. It's not. These guys have their wives, they have their kids, they go to good schools, don't you know? Oh my God, they got into fucking whatever, fucking Egan, I don't know, some fine, like it's a good school, if you say so. And they got their corporate golden handcuffs, and they can't just up their family and move to Texas because wifey doesn't want that. Wait, oh my God, I go to the Target over. We have a little coffee. We go shopping at the mall. There's like 80 malls in that area. I guarantee you, right? It kind of like if you didn't have your woman, if you didn't have your wife, what would your place look like? It'd look a lot different. You'd be like, we're gonna get rid of half. Like 90% of the shit is gone. Right? It's the same thing. If the CEOs of all these Minnesota corporations weren't married, most of which are, they like, fuck this shit, we're out. We're moving to Texas. We're moving to Florida because fuck the cold. Forget politics. Forget taxes. The cold alone. They're not going to. Because Becky has her little fucking whatever it is club. And I go shopping. I want to go on Lake Minnetonka. Okay, dear. Our child got into an academy. We got to stay here. See, they teach them the exact same Marxist socialist shit about hating themselves at the private schools as they do the public schools. The only difference is we pay $40,000 a year to be told that. That's why Target's going to be there, man. All right. Enjoy the decline, accepting living with the death of the United States. That's linked below. For all you Minnesota companies, if you like, you could hire me as a consultant. Why would we hire? I'm not the one with people shitting in your aisles and a bunch of Karens protesting. All right, that's not me. Donate more to nonprofits. Have you thought about that? Oh, I love it. I love it when you try and give them like common sense advice. Like, oh my God, well, you just don't understand. See, then the suburbanite asshole kids kick in. We're like, oh my God, I guess you just want to reintroduce Hitler. You'd probably dig him up. Yeah. Hey. Look at your monthly payment for your third mortgage is due, and your wife wants a new SUV. You better get back to that. Yeah, go deal with that. Yeah. I'm going to go over to Germany, find some remains, dig them back up, recreate them. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Yep, make sure. Hey, your kid needs his Ritalin or his Adderall, or whatever fucked up bullshit diagnosis you guys gave him. Yeah, he needs that prescription refill. Go deal with that. But you got to take your kid to the therapist. Yep, don't listen to me. Yeah, I just couldn't hack it, bro. Oh, all right. That's all. See you guys later, Toodles.